Welcome to Government Documents 101. We're going to take a quick look at the Library of Congress at loc.gov. Once you get here, you'll see that there you can search for basically anything you could think of. The Library of Congress works to preserve many different formats of items and make sure that they're available to us. They have a trending section in case you check it out, and then maybe a few months later you come back. They'll have what's trending across here. The National Film Registry just added 25 new titles to their registry, and you can check that out. It's a pretty interesting collection there. Then under here you can also access their library catalog, their digital collections. There's resources for teachers, lesson plans. Up here in the right-hand corner, you'll see this little hamburger. We're going to click on that, and we'll just briefly look at education. Here you can see it's got all types of resources for all types of learners. You can look at science, today in history, Americans history. You can also look at teacher-created lesson plans, primary source sets. So you might be interested in looking at primary sources. This has got some classroom material on several different areas of primary sources that you might be interested in looking into. Teacher resources. Let's say perhaps you're teaching research to elementary, middle, high school students. You can look here at getting started with primary sources and teach your students what primary sources are and how to analyze those sources, and then actually citing primary sources. Primary sources are very important when you're doing your research because those come directly from the person that's writing the content. It's not written about them. It is either their words or something that they've painted, said, recorded, etc. I also want to focus on Ask a Librarian. In case you're doing your research and you're wanting to look at another library just to see, what other resources are out there, what other things can I gather for my project. You can chat with a librarian at the Library of Congress, and here's their chat button. And they've also got these subjects and formats listed here, all different types of stuff that you could ask or look into. And then there is one other under here, the Discover tab. It kind of breaks it down into little blocks for you. The formats, as you can see, there's so many different formats that you can look at, historical and current items that are being put into the Library of Congress. They've got historic newspapers, so if you're doing some research and want to look back at some historic newspapers, you can do that by filter by state. The National Jukebox. This is pretty neat because it's recordings from way back. It's got more than 10,000 recordings, and it's between 1901 and 1925. So that's pretty interesting. You can look, let's see, the playlist of recordings. You can actually listen to these recordings, download them, take a listen. So if you're doing a music presentation, you may want to incorporate something like this, or do some research if you're a music major or interested in music. So the Library of Congress is just another area for you to gather your data and present your research for your class or just for your own personal use. And here you can see that these images are free to use and reuse. So yeah, I hope you check out the Library of Congress and add that into your repertoire.